Hello, Merry Christmas to everyone. It's a pleasure for me to be here today with all of the festive tech calendar community. I think this is my second or third year in the calendar, so very happy to be here. And in this case, we are going to talk about a new feature just taken out from the oven last month. In the Ignite, and I have been testing it on the past weekend, so I am just very excited to this new feature because it allows us to build really powerful workflows using low code and mixing all the power feature that Azure AI Foundry gives us as developers to implement a really strong multi-agent system. So in today's session, we will learn how to use Azure AI Foundry Workflows to build a multi-agent contract reviewer with several agents interacting between them to check things like contract policies, contract compliance with company policies, and make a summary of clauses of the contract and so on. So I will explain how to create that from scratch and which techniques you must follow while using the workflows screen, the workflow features in Azure AI Foundry. We will take a look also on the interface to see which features there are and some caveats that need to be implemented yet. So let me present myself. I am David Lorenzo. I work as a Power Platform lead in Procware, Spain. I am the Microsoft MVP award in the business applications category. And also I usually take some Microsoft certification, as you can see in the bottom of the screen. I recommend you take it if you like to be the Microsoft technologies. It's good to have some certifications in different areas that is of your interest. In my case, I focus on Power Platform, Azure, and AI. Also have some of them in Fabric. Recently, I take DP 700 and also have the DP 600. So I try to keep all the time updated about the new feature that Microsoft it's coming out and releasing too fast in the past month. In the end, we have in Spain the One Thing Tech community. I recommend you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also follow us on LinkedIn and Twitter, and we are all the time publishing new content and so on. So let's go ahead. 2025, the year of the agent. We can build, deploy, and operate in Azure AI Foundry all the new revamped portal. You will see today the new interface where you have these three actions to interact with agents. We have a new unified Microsoft agent frameworks, which allow us to operate and create agent and multi-agent system using ProCode, using .NET, using Python. We have the multi-agent workflow with visual tools. This will be using today in this demo. And we can, of course, customize channels, UI, take compliance and governance, of course, deploy, manage, and evaluate everything in one place. Over 1 million agents and over 25,000 organization building with Foundry, Origin, and Semantic Kernel. Now, Origin and Semantic Kernel are joined together to the Microsoft Agent Framework. And of course, using Foundry as a backend system, we are all powered by the Azure ecosystem and Azure AI Foundry. Some scenarios where you are implementing this multi-agent system, for example, customer support, sales assistant, internal productivity, knowledge assistant, and document research. In our today use case, we will be implementing a contract reviewer. We will check from the beginning how to create contract samples, company policy samples, where to keep them, where to save them, and how to ground our agents in that information to make them new knowledge, and also how to create the workflows to interact and to take decisions on the fly. So if we go ahead, we see that the predictions of different companies. This slide is taken from Ignite sessions on Microsoft, and but I like to show you here in case you haven't seen it. We expect by 2028 that 1.3 billion AI agents have been built. We have seen a 32% increase in Foundry agent service customers over the past 6 months, and this is a really good numbers. That show us that in the today's moment, all the focus is put into the AI, and we need to surf the wave and not waiting so he overpasses. We need to take AI in our day-to-day work to be more productive. Not only as developers, but also if we have another work, another job, in case the demo we'll see today. We have a company, we need to review contracts, we need to check if the contract is compliant with our policies. This is a good system that will help us, will speed up the process to check a contract. And of course, we can take ideas from this session and adapt to our company in order to make it more reliable, in order to improve efficiency in our process and be more productive in the day-to-day work. So let's go ahead. Agentic AI is the new way work gets done. So what is agentic AI? So we mean by agentic AI is like the process or the way we operate as a business. We can see it from when we come in the left-hand side and to where we go in the right-hand side. We come from single model. We come from agents that operate using a single model, and we go to multi-agent system where each agent can operate a different model. Okay, we can have, for example, usually put this example in the way that we can, for example, have a blog post writer multi-agent system where we have the first agent making a research and deep reasoning our investigation on the internet to find different knowledge sources, different websites, different documents to prepare our content for writing the blog post. This agent can have a deep research model, and then we have another agent that goes and find products. This agent can have a GPT mini, for example, because it does not need to be powerful on reasoning. And then we have another agent that writes and review the blog post. So this agent can have maybe a normal model, or maybe a Gemini, or maybe we need to go and create some programming code. We can use Claude. Anyway, you can choose the best model for each of your tasks and combine them in a multi-agent workflow system. We come from assistants that respond to our questions and we go to multi-agent system that act in our behalf. All right. It's important here that we come from human in the loop experience, an isolated chat experience. We go to integrate system workflows, human and agent collaboration. So we can create now workflows that request for the human when it needed, not all the time, but only when there is a decision that needs to be done, and the agent with its information can be decided for us. So the thing is that we need to understand from when we come from a chat interface, when from experience where we are all the time asking the agent, and we are evolving to an agentic system where the agents are operating by itself, and we just interact with them, right? So it's important to see the difference and to think about how we can adapt our business to make it more productive using the new technologies, as we will see today. If we continue, we see the center of our operation, the center of our multi-agent system is Microsoft Foundry. And inside it, we will see the new interface that is very well sectioned in the models, agent service, IQ, our knowledge, tools, and machine learning. We have a full new revamped control plane where we can control our agents, and we are evolving from cloud to the edge. We take all the control from cloud to the edge of our agents by keeping also security, compliance, and governance. Okay, we will focus today. We will use today IQ. We will use agent service. We will use tools, and we will use models in our demo in order to build our workflow. I don't want to extend too much on slides, but just highlight the workflows. It's a very, very powerful new feature, local feature that allow us to be more deterministic, between quotes, of course, in our process. We can use agents to take, for example, the intent of the user, and based on that, we can divide our workflows in different ways that will do operation in our behalf, but by controlling a little bit more the workflow of the agentic system, and not leveraging all the decisions to the orchestrator, because that leads to a more undeterministic result. So workflows are repeatable, measurable, and it improves productivity. And then we have the context. The context. So the context is basically which policies, which data, which priorities we put to the agents. And also we need to have to make it adaptable. So Azure AI Foundry and the tools allow us to adapt our agentic systems to our cost, our business needs, and then so we can go from few agents with a lower cost to more extended agents with more power, with powerful models and so on. So all that, it's one goal, which is accelerating the time to value. So we need a better return of investment. We will be able to measure how much we spend, but also how much we save. So we can make all that to improve our business and to make it more productive. And yeah, so we are zooming in and going to the multi-agent workflow. You see in the screenshot how can we create different workflows by joining the path. We have decision boxes that allow us to divide the way that the workflow will operate in based on different variables and different intent decisions, as we will see today. And then we have also here a phrase from Gerard L, which is it's telling us that Microsoft Foundry multi-agent workflow provides us an effective way to coordinate complex multi-step operations through specialized agents. So this will improve efficiency, visibility across diverse business process while ensuring adherence to security and compliance requirements. So as we will see today, we can design and orchestrate multi-step process with specialized agents. In the demo that I want to show you here, the scenario that we'll be implementing today, we will have a main agent, which is the receptionist of our contract reviewer. This receptionist will check the intent decision and will return the decision. In that decision, we can make then a conditional expression where we will be able to divide or direct the directionate the way that the workflow will continue. So if we request for a close summary, we have a specialized agent that will check the contract and make a close summary based on some decisions. We can play then also with some additional tools on the fly. And then we have another specialized agent in the compliance checker. So we have some company policies that we need to check against and then take a final decision if telling us if the contract is compliant to our policies or not. So let's move forward, and then later on I will show you in the end of the session, I will show you some additional resources that you can use to extend your learning. But now what I want to show you is, first of all, we can take a look at the Azure AI Foundry new interface. So if you go to new Foundry, you have this switch in the top bar that will allow you to switch from old Foundry interface to this new Foundry interface, where, if you remember, we have discover, build, and operate. Okay, we have the home page. In the home page, we have the project endpoint. Of course, we are inside a project. I have created a project for this demo. So we are inside a project. We have here the project endpoint and the API key and also the region. Then we have a new arrivals news. This will be changing by day. where Microsoft will announce the new models, the new features that are available inside Microsoft Foundry. Then we have our recent work, and then some quick start. All right, for VS Code, we can open on the web and so on. So if we go ahead, we go to build. Let's go first to discover. In discover, we have the popular models. Also, we have some tools and solution templates. Okay, so here we can access directly to the popular models. Then we have the solution templates, where we can start by creating or starting from a template, not from blank system. This is good for some testing we can do. Even for real project, we can start from a good base and then extend based on our needs. We have tools also, a lot of tools, a lot of 1,400 connectors, more than 1,400 connectors that we can use to improve and to extend the power of our agents. And now we go to build. So here is where our main daily work takes place. We are using, first of all, we are using models. We are using GPT 4.1 for chatting for chatting features, and then we are using text embedding 3 large for embeddings, for converting text to embeddings arrays. So in this case, we need that because we are indexing content inside Azure AI Search. So with that, we need to provide to Foundry AQ a text embedding large. All right. So first of all, in order to start with this demo, I was needing some contracts and some documents that write some company policies. So just to know, so you know how you can do this demo content, I want to show you using Microsoft Copilot. I just tell him to create a PDF contract with detailed information about the agreement. Be sure to include a section like document termination, payment term, and indemnity. All right, then he creates a good sample, but now I will need to create them more samples of contract personalized with invented company names. So that he told me that okay, he created for me in just a moment some company sample contracts that, if you can see it, it is good for testing. It's like a usual contract with different data that we can play it. And then after that, I request him to create also, based on the contract, create now policies and rules document that acts as a company compliance check. 3 different documents that I can change the example contracts against, payment term, intellectual property, blah, blah, blah. Okay, he create me this PDF that I have here. And with that, what I do next is to go to Azure. I go to Azure. I have here my resource group, and then I go to and create a storage account. So my storage account, I leave it like that by default. I create a container, and in the container, I just upload the policies. All right. So when I upload the policies here, then I went to Foundry Knowledge, and then I will create a Foundry IQ, which is a knowledge base. You can create a knowledge base, and in this knowledge base, you have to configure. Here you can see the completions model that I just showed you before. You can configure the retrieval reasoning effort. You have different effort. I configure the low effort. By default, it comes with minimal effort, and then you have also the medium effort. Okay, this is how much time the indexing process and reasoning will take place. So output mode, you have extractive data and answer synthesis. So the name is self-explanatory, but just in case, if you put extractive data, this knowledge base will take a query against all the knowledge sources that for the moment I only have the Azure blob storage that just showed you before here. And so this one, sorry. And then if you put extracted data, it will go ahead and when you query the Foundry IQ knowledge base, it will extract data and return as is. If you put answer synthesis, it will extract data, then make a summary, synthesize it, and then return the summary. All right. Then you can put here retrieval instructions. Yeah, you can then add knowledge sources. And I have existing blob storage, but you can also add Azure AI Search Index, Azure blob storage. You can run with real-time web via Bing, Bing search. You can use Microsoft SharePoint, Indexed, or remote. This is different because Indexed will extract the content and index into the Azure AI search. If you use remote, it will query against the Microsoft SharePoint index. Then you can use also OneLake. So all that, you configure that inside a knowledge base from Foundry IQ. And then you can connect that knowledge base to your agent. So your agent have a unique knowledge base, but that knowledge base will have different data sources inside it. So that's very powerful. Okay, so we have the knowledge base. Then we have checked the models. Now we go to check the agents. So let's go ahead and check the workflow. So we go ahead and create a new workflow, all right? And then you have a blank workflow, sequential, human in the loop chat. We go ahead and create a blank workflow. So if we go ahead and check it, we see that we have the start box. And then we can add here different new boxes. For example, invoke an agent. We can use variables. We can set, reset, or parse value. For example, if we have a JSON value, you can parse it as an object. We can control the flow. Here you see the if-else condition. We can use also for each or go to go back to go back or forward to another expression. And then we can basics, we can send a message or ask a question. So this is for the moment. Of course, this will be improving over the time. If you use, for example, Copilot Studio, you can see some sample of inside your topic, how much things you can do. Of course, you will be able to use then connectors or tools for sure here. So now we go first action in our workflow is the main agent. So if you click on the agent, you can see here which agent you can connect to that invoke agent, any of the agent. You can create a new agent from here. Okay, you can then see here the details of the agent here, or you can edit in the playground. It will open a new tab, and then you can edit here. Let's see what is doing this agent. So this agent are simple using GPT 4.1, and it's only prompting. They have no tool, no knowledge. So you are a contact review assistant, depending on the user query, determining if the task involves clause summarization, document comparison, or compliance checking. So we say that the rules here, when the user wants to do a contract clause summarization, respond with clause. When the user wants to do a compliance validation, respond with compliance. Okay, do not respond anymore. So we can test, unit test the agent here. If we put, for example, I want to do a close summarization of the contract, and let's just for putting a real case, let's put the contract's name. We'll show you. We have a repository with where these contracts are saved. So if I send this, what it will return a close. But if I do now I want to check if contract is compliant with our company rules, then it will return compliance. Okay, so this is just a intent checker. You can add, of course, as many as you want, as many sections as you want, and you have a generative AI orchestration router. You see it like a router. All right, so with this, we go back to the workflow. What I tell here is, okay, so I send you the input message as the system last message. All right, this is an array of all the messages that the workflow is coming, is keeping. So of course, in this case, this is the last message, or this is the last message. So this go as input, and then this is the output of the agent, and I tell here that save agent output message as local var intent. All right, so the output message will be kept as local var intent. Now I want to divide here, and I put an expression here. I want to recommend you this page. I will put this in the resource, no worry. But if you go back here, if you go down, you see that you can use power effects, and you can use, for example, the last, you see here the variables, all the explanation. You can use the last function that will find the last element of a collection. So if I put here last local var intent dot text, I am taking the last message, which is because all this so the input and output are always arise. This takes me some time to learn it, because in the beginning I am putting like local dot var intent equals close. It was failing all the time, and then I start investigating and learn that all the input and output messages from the agent are always an array, a collection. So you need to use first, last, or whatever filter you want to use over the collection. Okay, so then you can you take the text property of the last message of the response, and if it is equals to close, then I go to the true, and if not, I go to the else. Right, so then just for checking purpose, I send a message and say intent was close or intent was compliance. All right, so this will be output on the chat window. Of course, this is only for testing purpose. And then I use, let's go first over the close summarizing. All right, so I create a new agent, close agent, that receive as input the system last message array, and will output, as I don't put anything here, then the output of the agent will be output to the chat also. Okay, so here you can also disable this in case, for example, the agent is just doing something, some task, and you don't want the output back to the chat window of the workflow, then you disable this. So if we go to the agent, let's go ahead and edit in the playground. We can just see the instruction here. So your expert in contract review, when asked to summarize the closest contract, your job is to use file search to find the file with the provided name in the index. Why are I am doing this? Because for the moment, I see some features that are missing yet on the workflows. You cannot, if we go to preview, we cannot upload files here. So my initial idea was to, okay, I upload the file and then go ahead with the workflow. You can't upload the file. So another idea I took is, okay, I will have a contract files block storage where I upload the files. So if you go here, you can add you can add new tool, and then you check for file search. Okay, here are all the tools that are not added yet. This is another issue in the interface. You can't add to file search data source to the same agent, but you can do it using Python code, for example. So what I am trying to explain to you is that the interface is yet over hard development. So there are some things that cannot be done over the interface, but that can be done using code. Okay, so here I want to show you some example of how you can use, let's close this, how you can use Python code, for example, here to just create an agent using Python or create a new version of the agent. This is the compliance agent. Don't worry about that because it is not accessible publicly. But here you can see, for example, there are some properties like the required approval that you cannot set this over the interface yet. So the team is working on that. So going back to here, I created a file search tool. If I go here and click on edit, you see that there is an index and I can browse or upload here. You see here all the files, all the files that I have on the contract folder. There is also here indexed on this tool. Okay, so the first action that my agent will do is go to the file search and find the file that I requested in the index. Okay, so I will take this for example, and then on code interpreter, we can add also code interpreter tool. Then I say extract and summarize the termination, payment terms, and indemnity clause from the provided contract. Create a detailed summary, provide useful insights. Okay, and then respond with the company name and address, the clause summarized generated, and also to delete to download the PDF. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this as a test, and then we can see which response is generating here. Okay, so we have first we have company name and address. Okay, this is the contract we are analyzing. We have all the clause summaries, the insights, so you can see the powerful, and then the PDF, which is not generating. This is not working. Okay, but why is not working? Because I need to add using code interpreter, generate a PDF with the detailed summary and the insights. Okay, let's see inside. Okay, so let's see if this works. I've tested so much this, but the recommendation also, I want to point you to this debug section. So here you can see all the tools and all the input and output data, metadata, evaluations, and so on that the agent is doing on the back. This is very, very powerful to debug, to improve your agents, okay? Remember that we are testing now an individual agent. Now we go back, we will go back to the workflow. So this is the powerful of the workflow. You can have different teams on the company working in different agents, then you can combine those agents in a workflow, all right? So let's go ahead and now with the new prompt, let's click on save, and then let's try again and see if it generates the PDF correctly. So now it is working again. Okay, it's client. Okay, whatever. Now well, now prepare your PDF summary. Now it's using the code interpreter tool. You see here all this. It's there have minor issues. It's doing some iterations. Yeah, and then it looks like there is a PDF summary here, but it's not working. Let's see here. All right, here. So this link is not working, but this is working. And if you see here, oh, sorry, give me a moment. All right, if you see here, you see that we have the insights inside a PDF. So on the fly is working very good. Okay, so now if we close this and go back, okay, I save the agent and then go back to the workflow. So if I put this message on the workflow, you can see that it will go, and then it will go over the main agent and get the intent. And as the intent will be closed, it will go this way and execute the close agent. Let's try this. Okay, now we have the intent. Okay, intent is closed, and then it's executing. You see the response of the close agent is going back now. Now it's taking all the code, whatever it's doing that. And then, of course, it's generating the PDF. Okay, and then returning back the final response with the PDF. This link doesn't work. So this is one of the bugs that is yet on without solution. So you have all the all the close summaries, no problem. But the link that it's popping up to the workflow from the agent is not working for the moment. So okay, there is some things that they need to solve, but it's good. We have created then a good close agent that will use file search, code interpreter to generate a PDF on the fly with the close summaries. So we can send now this to our boss. Okay, you have here the close summary of the content. Now we are going to see the compliance agent. So this is a little bit more complex because we need to check. Let's go ahead and check the agent. We close here the debug, and then we click on the box and we go to the agent. You see it received the system last message as usual, and then we go and output the result here. So if we edit in Playground, we see that this agent, first of all, let's check on the instruction. You are an expert in contract compliance review. When asked to review the compliance of a contract, your job is to use file search to find the file indicated in the user message. This is the same on the close agent. So we will use we will use a phrase, a question like, give me a moment, like this. Okay, check compliance for contract, blah, blah, blah. So it will try to find then this contract in the file search. Is the same index, you can see here. And then we have a Azure AI Foundry IQ will create on the back an Azure AI search service where we have this index with the company policies documentation. You see, company policy intellectual property, which is the one that I showed you before of the company policies. Okay, so these 3 documents are indexed here. So we have a total of 6 documents because it chunks from page to page. So as we have 6 documents and I want to retrieve all of them, when you configure here, you can control which parameters the search query is using, and I tell to retrieve 10 documents. And then you can use, you can change also the search type. I have put simple. So I have, by default, it comes with simple. I have put hybrid plus semantic. Okay, so in the step 2, once we have the contract, we go to Azure AI to check the contract clause against the policies of the company, and then create a detailed summary indicating each clause checks and compliance results, then add a final decision indicating if the contract passed or not the company policies. Okay, so and indicate some response format. So let's go ahead and launch this. Okay, we have the company information. We have every policy. So we have payment terms. It is compliance, clear license grants, missing triggers. All right. Close and cure. Okay. So here we have the final decision. Okay, the contract does not pass and must be remediated. The contract passes company policy in this case. And so we need to check some things on the contract. This is good. Let's try with another example. We can go here and check, for example, I don't know, this one, for example. Okay. Check if contract is compliant with our company policies. So now it will take all the way around to take the contract and so on. So you can see here in the debug screen, let's wait for finishing. The contract passes the company policy. Okay. So you can see here, it goes to file search and take the contract back, the Nordic. And then it takes also the Azure AI search information. Here it's not showing up which results are taken back, but it's taking it. And then we have a checklist on every policy. All right. We can use also a code interpreter here. Let's try this. And then we can create a chart of policies compliance checks. Okay, let's see what it takes with that. Let's go ahead and save. And then let's go ahead and with a new let's try again and see. We should see all the information here, and then we have the chart, you see, using the code interpreter, right? So let's using, I think it's not using code interpreter, create a chart. Let's put a bar chart, be more specific. Let's see if now it all right, so it's thinking a little bit more, and see, it's creating all the graphic, and here we have the bar chart. If we open it, okay, we are compliant. Okay, not so valuable, all right, but it's only to show you. So now we have the agent, we have saved the agent. Now we go back to our workflow, and we can put same question on the workflow. So we close this and go to preview, and just let's go ahead. Now the main orchestrator is returned the compliance. So we go back, we go down on the workflow, and now it's executing the agent. It's creating also the graphic. I think it's same problem with a link. Let's see if it works, but I think it doesn't work. From here, they have a problem with those links. But as you can see, it's compliance core. The content is compliant with and can be approved. Okay, we have our contract orchestrator or contract reviewer multi-agent system. And as I told you, this is a very powerful new workflows system on Foundry. I'm very excited to this. And be tuned to my LinkedIn. I will show you in a moment, because I will be I want to show you these two resources for extending information. Is very new, but there is already on YouTube some people doing good videos on this. And then in the end, I will love if you connect with me in LinkedIn. I will be creating fresh content on this Foundry workflows in the coming weeks and months, and hope to see you there on the community. All right. Muchas gracias. We just thank you in Spanish, and have a Merry Christmas to everyone. Bye bye.